Will TCU get back in the saddle this week? Kansas over Cincinnati, and is BYU in for a trap game against West Virginia? Here are the top 5 best bets in the Big 12 this week. This is Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome into Locked On Big 12. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Big 12 podcast, Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your first listen every single day. Let's beat the books today. These picks are 14 and 11 on the season, so if you're taking them for $100 per pick, you're up a couple $100. That's more money than you had if you're taking these. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. By the way, if you hit subscribe, I get to keep my job. Pick number 1, TCU, minus 13.5 against Colorado. This is a game where I believe the Horned Frogs are in a get-right position, and Colorado's defense just hasn't been great. If we look at the metrics here, and every pick that I give you, I'm going to base off of the metrics. For Colorado, offensively in net EPA, so their efficiency, the number 72 in the country. The number 105 defensively. That's not very good. If you watched the game last week against BYU, wasn't impressed with their offense, especially late in the game where it mattered the most. They're still figuring out who their quarterback is. They're running the ball at an efficient rate. And you know what? TCU doesn't play very good defense against the pass. 115th against the pass in the nation, but the problem is Colorado hasn't been able to throw the ball. Where the difference is going to be in this one is TCU is 33rd in the country throwing the football. Josh Hoover is one of the best quarterbacks, not just in the Big 12, but in the nation. And Colorado's secondary, especially if you watch that game against BYU, just not very good. They can't tackle. 105th in America against the pass, 78th against the rush. Their defense just isn't good enough. Take a team total for TCU on the over and take TCU overall to win this game. If you ask ESPN's FPI, they would say TCU has a 79% chance to win this game. They're going to win it. They'll win it by at least 14 points. Final score in this one, somewhere in the neighborhood of 38 to 24 TCU. 38 to 20 TCU. They're going to cover 13.5. Maybe tight, but they'll get it done. Then the Houston Cougars. Now, look, if I'm going to shoot straight, this is the one that I'm least confident in. On the week, this is the one that I'm least confident in. Texas Tech and Houston, and I'm going to go Houston plus 11.5. I don't foresee this being a blowout. One of the biggest reasons why is Houston's really good defensively. They have graded well defensively as well. And look, Texas Tech, yeah, they are maybe the most efficient team in the Big 12. Offensive success, number 20 in the country. Overall defensive success, number 37 in the country in net EPA per play. Defensive success metric at number 5 in America, number 2 against the rush. All of those are very good. Here's the deal. The Houston Cougars, conversely, are number 2 in the country against the pass. Texas Tech loves to throw the football. The Houston secondary, the Houston defense has been so good. Tech, offensively, listen to these numbers. Number 105 running the football. Houston, the number 41 defense in the country against the rush. This is a Houston team that offensively, 74th in the country in net EPA. That's bad. Defensively, number 2 in the country. That's going to be the difference. It is the defense of Houston that will help them lose this game, but lose it by less than 11.5. Houston will lose the game by 30. No, I don't think Tech gets into the 30s. No. This is like a 24-13, 24-16, skin of our teeth. We're going to take Houston in a low-scoring defensive battle. They at least cover 11.5. It's too many points for Texas Tech to win by this week. The Kansas Jayhawks. I've got trust. I've got trust in Lance Leipold. I got trust in a get-back game. I don't have trust right now in UCF. I think Kansas comes out there and offensively especially helps put on a show. Number three net EPA offensively. Number 3, offensive success, number 21. That's good. Defensive success, number 52. And maybe they just lost to a really good Cincinnati team. The offense of Kansas, number 3 in the country, efficiency-wise, throwing the football. I know UCF's defense is not bad, number 9 against the pass, but their strength of schedule hasn't been there. Last week, they lost to one of the worst teams in the Big 12 in Kansas State, the same team that lost to Army, the same team that has experienced just a real bad season so far, and UCF still couldn't get it done. And honestly, Kansas State controlled that game, blew out that game against the Knights. I don't have confidence in Scott Frost right now. I don't have confidence in this being a home game either. Even though it's a home game, it doesn't give me a huge boost for them. Kansas has to clean things up defensively, and that's why UCF does score 21 points. But Kansas scores 35, 38. I think Kansas wins this game, and Kansas wins this game going away. The Jayhawks need to get right. They're the better of the two teams. Kansas wins. They get back in the conversation of the Big 12 for making things at least interesting toward the end of the year. 2-loss Kansas finds a way to get it done and takes UCF to a 2-loss record themselves. Iowa State at Cincinnati. I'm going to go with the Cyclones on the money line. Yep, on the money line. Here is the big metric that I'm pointing at that tells me it's exactly where we should be playing this game. For Cincinnati, they're a good football program. That I cannot deny, and that I will give you. I believe that Cincinnati is much improved this year, but the metric that I'm pointing to specifically is on their defensive side of the football. And that metric says that Cincinnati is number 107 in defensive success, number 125 against the pass, and Rocco Becht is very good. Now, the Cincinnati offense is also good, but the defense of Iowa State has been there. We saw them last week beat who I think to be a fairly decent Arizona team and take them to the woodshed. I don't think we're going to the woodshed here. I don't think that this is going to be a blowout in the favor of Iowa State, but I do think when we look at Cincinnati and their metrics, their defense net EPA is 133rd in the country. Their defensive success is 107th in the country. Their defense just isn't very good. It's not grading very well. Iowa State takes advantage of that with their three-headed monsters at running back, Rocco Becht being included in those three. This is Iowa State's game. They're going to go on the road, and they're going to win in an environment that's not going to be completely intense. And conversely, there'll be a very intense. They're underdogs, by the way. They're like plus. They're even money right now. There is a game though that's going to be just absolute. This should be a massacre. BYU, West Virginia. It should be a massacre. There isn't, we talk about trap game or they overlooking. Oh, man, I love West Virginia. I love the fan base. I love Mountaineer Paul. Would give him a big old hug if I could. Net EPA, number 132 offense in the country, number 62 defense. Offensive, it's maybe the worst offense in the Big 12. And Oklahoma State's bad. They're 132nd throwing the football, 60th running the football. BYU has the number 13 rush defense, number 13 pass defense, I should say, number 24 rush defense in America. Those metrics don't look good for West Virginia. This is going to be tough. The defense is good. They're particularly good against the rush. BYU's really good running the football. They're not great against the pass. BYU's decent passing the football, number 41 in America. And the BYU offense, their average starting field positions on their own 31-yard line, it's number 24 in the country. They're really good at flipping the field. BYU, number 5 in the nation, net EPA per play. Offensive success, number 9, throwing the football. They're so efficient of a team. They're a juggernaut. They are favored by 18.5 right now. It started at 20.5. It's going down. I like that it's going down. That means I can pick it up at 18.5. Give me BYU to cover in this game. They're going to grab a 42-point a 42-point Saturday here and hold West Virginia to 14-17. It's just not going to go in the favor of the Mountaineers, especially being a home game, a rabid game for BYU. On the Friday, short rest for West Virginia. BYU rolls in this one. A short rest, long travel. BYU's at home. They had short travel coming out of that game at Colorado. Ooh, everything's pointing to the Cougars here. I'm going to take the Cougars in my best bets for this week. So we're taking TCU minus 13.5. Houston plus 11.5. That's number 5 on my list of confidence, by the way. At UCF, going with Kansas minus 5.5. Cincinnati on the money line at Cincinnati. Iowa State on the money line at Cincinnati. And then BYU minus 18.5 versus West Virginia. If you parlay those, the Beast 12 parlay plus $2,557. Bet $100 and win $2,557 when all 5 of these, if all 5 of these hit. That's exactly what you need to know. Those are your best bets for the week in the Big 12. 14-11 is not bad. I think we can win some money here. And today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is exactly where you go to play all these. You go to FanDuel and say, hey, FanDuel, I want TCU minus whatever TCU, what was it, 13.5? And FanDuel says, okay, great. Throw $100 on it to win $100 if you'd like to. Right now, new customers can bet for just $5. You get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet. Put down $5. If it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Love how FanDuel gives me so many ways to play. I built parlays, tried player props, even followed the live lines during the games. Makes watching football even more exciting when you got a little something riding on the action. Whether you're a casual fan or love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. What are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel.com to download the app today and get started. Today's show is also brought to you by Square. Square is what keeps the neighborhood running. That's exactly right. I go down to Island Daiquiri, my favorite little bar out here on Wilmington Island, Georgia. And I when I go to pay for my couple cervezas, I click the little face thing that the phone does, and then put the phone on the Square thing, and then boom, I've paid for it. There are certain businesses that make your neighborhood the neighborhood. These are the places that become an extension of home. It's Island Daiquiri for me. Where neighborhood businesses thrive, the whole neighborhood thrive. Square is a proud partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. Go to square.com/go/LockedOnCollege to learn more. But before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spot. You'll be happy you did. Square. See you in the neighborhood with Square. Those are the best bets in the Big 12 this week. On the set of college football kickoff, by the way, that debuts on Fire TV every Wednesday night. So Thursday, basically, is when you'll be up to see it. And then on the Locked On Big 12 channel on Fridays. It's always up there, which is a fun thing to have happening. This has been It Always Will Be Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.